Did the furniture industry really change the name of this holiday from George Washington's birthday to President's Day just so they could have to help the sales of furniture? Not necessarily. Let's talk about the confusing naming and the history of George Washington's birthday federal holiday. Welcome to Great Transition Strategies Monday Morning Stand-Up. Now, how did we get to this place where we don't necessarily all call this holiday the same name? By the way, the official name of the holiday today is George Washington's birthday. That is the national holiday. Why is it called President's Day? Quick chronology, history. George Washington, born when? February 22nd, 1732. First president of the United States, 1789 to 1787, died 2 years later. When did we start celebrating his birthday? That was not until 80 years later, 1879. President at the time, Rutherford B. Hayes, he had a campaign to honor the first president. And he was successful. Congress passed a law that made February 22nd the official holiday to celebrate George Washington's birthday. Hence, the national holiday. And it stayed on February 22nd until 1970. Why did it change? Congress, 1968, passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act. When they passed that, they moved many federal holidays to Monday, so federal workers would have a 3-day weekend. We're all familiar with that. He was still called George Washington's birthday at this time. Why do so many people call it President's Day? And why do so many people think Abraham Lincoln's involved in this? That we're celebrating his birthday as well. 1980s, there was a campaign, and much coming from the commercial industry, I'll say furniture in here, commercial industry wanted to change the name to not to honor George Washington, to honor multiple presidents. Some wanted to honor George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. That was one area. Some wanted to honor the office of the presidency. So there was this controversy, and there was a committee in Congress, and the campaign went on for years. Never passed. It was never passed. So there was a campaign to call it President's Day, but it never happened. But that name has stuck with us. If you go look on your calendar today, many calendars say President's Day. Officially, the federal holiday is George Washington's birthday. What about this part with Lincoln? After Lincoln died, the following year, many states, Union states, passed a state holiday to celebrate Lincoln's birthday. So many states have that today. Many states have George Washington's birthday where it's celebrated on February 22nd. Virginia, where Washington was born, they have a whole month celebration for Washington. So there are many state holidays that are named differently. And there are state holidays that call that there's a President's Day. President's singular, president's plural, to celebrate the office. That's where the confusion comes in. The campaign and state holidays. If you go look up the number of states that have different names for this holiday, I think you'd be surprised. Today, our official holiday, George Washington's birthday. Federal holiday, third Monday in February, where there just happens to be a lot of furniture sales. I hope you found that helpful. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week. Enjoy your George Washington's birthday